new melts from Pizza Hut. Cheesy, crispy, and loaded with toppings for just $6.99. Enough for two, price for one. New Pizza Hut melts, only at Pizza Hut.
Lakers basketball is a final.
877-710 ESPN.
It's the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Tipping off now.
Here's Alan Sliwa.
All right, Lakers lose game 3 of this 6-game road trip. 116-102, the Cavs over the Lake Show. Lakers now 10-13 on the season. Cavs improved their record to 16-9. Career record at Cleveland. Bron 8-2. I'm seeing a stat here on Spectrum Sportsnet. In Cleveland as an opponent, so it's only the second time that he's lost there. The first time was back in 2011. The Lakers, I thought, fought hard tonight under the circumstances. If Anthony Davis was playing this game and they lost 116-102, I'd be disappointed. But the fact that Anthony Davis played 8 minutes tonight, has the flu-like symptoms, does not stay in the game, and I don't know how really you're going to hang for 4 quarters against the Cavs. When something like that happens, you really don't have time to prepare for it. Donovan Mitchell drops 43. Jared Allen comes back for the Cavs. Hadn't played in 5 games. I want to say at halftime had 22 points. So a lot of Donovan Mitchell's damage came in the second half, and it came in the fourth quarter. And as much as you would hope that the Lakers can make it a game in the fourth quarter, they did. But the final 6 minutes or so, the Cavs just pulled away, and once that momentum started, there was no way of stopping it. 31-19 in that fourth quarter. They outscored the Lakers by 12. All right, need a break from the everyday? Well, fans, it might be your lucky day, because tonight, Fantasy Springs Resort Casino is giving away a 2-night stay, plus dinner and golf or bowling for 2. Make any day your lucky day. Book now at FantasySpringsResort.com. Before we go to Lakers head coach Darvin Ham, we're going to go in just a second. If you want to be a part of the show at all, if you're out driving around, 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-ESPN. Let's get Lakers head coach Darvin Ham's thoughts on the Lakers' 14-point loss.
Anthony obviously left early. Is this a case where he wasn't feeling good all day?
Yeah, it progressively got worse. His temperature went over 100. I believe it was a 101 and some change. He said he was going to try to give it a go, which he did, but just felt too weak, just kind of drained, dehydrated a little bit. But, it's that time of the season in terms of it, wintertime and then the weather change and changing climates, coming from L.A. and going to these different places. You have to. We dealt with it earlier in the year, and he experienced it today. It set in earlier today, and it sort of worsened as the day went on.
Did he go back to the hotel?
No, he stayed around. He just stayed around. They put fluids in him, gave him some meds, and just kept him back here, tried to keep him as warm as possible.
Darvin, just given how significant his play has been for the last couple of weeks, you guys were still in the game pretty much through about midway through the fourth. What did you do to stay in the game, and then how was Cleveland able to pull away?
I mean, we just, massaged the rotation a little bit. Obviously with him not being able, he tried to give it his best, but couldn't sustain it. And so with him going out, just trying to, throw some different lineups out there. They're really wide, rangy, long, athletic ball club. And so just trying to get some speed out there, combat their size with a little bit of speed. And, my hat's off to our guys, man. They competed their hearts out. That's a huge blow, obviously. You mentioned the way he's been playing here of late. And but just they stayed the course and had got through the first half pretty good and made it competitive in the third quarter, and then just the bottom just sort of fell out, had some untimely turnovers, and it's tough. This team, they really are as good as advertised, and they're a deep ball club, and with a closer like Donovan Mitchell, and a really good playmaker and action creator, and Darius Garland and Jared Allen, those guys, they really. You have to really keep them off the glass. They have good hands. They can finish in the paint. And so it was a tough challenge, but our guys competed. Disappointed, but I'm not upset. Our guys really competed.
assuming you won't know about tomorrow in terms of AD until you talk to him tomorrow, what have you seen from Thomas since he's been back with the thumb, and kind of how comfortable are you having him on the court, of course?
Just a spark plug off the bench. You know, another guy that can catch and finish around the rim, gets us extra possessions on the offensive glass, capable shooter from three-point land, really sets good screens, focus on establishing hits in the pick-and-roll game and off-ball screens. And, you know, he's just been, again, just another bright spot for us.
Considering we're in the post-COVID or current COVID world of the NBA, are there any things the team has to do with Anthony in terms of just keeping him, I'm not saying he has COVID, I'm saying, but just the fact that he has the flu, keeping him isolated from his teammates?
Yeah, I mean, just the COVID has forced people to forget about that there is a common flu and a common cold that still exists out here. So just doing normally what we would do. I mean, we have some really high-level medical staff members that go out of their way and go above and beyond the call of duty to make sure our guys are healthy, and if they're not, to make sure they're in the process of getting back to normal. So they'll do what they need to do, and we'll have updates on AD tomorrow.
Tarvin, you kind of touched on this a little bit, but when you lose AD, you know, 8 minutes into the game, and obviously even in those 8 minutes didn't really look quite like himself, like how tight do those margins get against a team like this, and how do you guys think you navigated within sort of like having to play close to perfect basketball?
I mean, we just didn't make enough shots, and we had untimely turnovers. To me, that's what the game came down to pretty much. I thought our defense was pretty good. You know, they got 70 paint points, but, you know, they're a really good three-point shooting team, and for them to only make 7, I thought our defense, you know, us forcing them to play inside the three-point line, we were really good, but, you know, we didn't make enough shots, and I'm totally comfortable with all the looks we got, but just didn't knock enough down. And then, you know, we go into halftime, 6 turnovers for 4 points, and end the game with 16 turnovers, giving them 18 points. So those extra 10 turnovers and those extra 14 points in the second half, and most of them happened right as we were, you know, we would fight back into it, go up 2 or 3 points, and we couldn't establish a plus cushion on our side due to some of those untimely turnovers. So, but, you know, it just gives us a chance. It's 23rd game, gives us a chance to clean up some stuff, take a look at some stuff, see how we can get better. But again, once again, we competed under the circumstances. I'm not upset. I'm not distraught. You know, I'm really disappointed because, you know, we competed hard, and we just didn't knock down enough shots and take care of the ball at the right time.
All right, that's Lakers head coach Darvin Ham right there. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll take a few of your phone calls. I think the theme there by Darvin Ham, he is completely right. The team competed. They didn't fold up shop just because Anthony Davis wasn't going to be able to participate. I do agree from that perspective that the team showed some character in a game where you're missing your best player. 116-102 the final score. Lakers lose by 14. They're outscored in that fourth quarter by 12, 31-19. Stay right here. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPNLA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPNLA app.
Download the new ESPNLA app in the App Store or on Google Play.
Postgame Show.
Highlights from tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line. The Los Angeles Lakers on 710 ESPN.
Presented by Pizza Hut. Try the new Detroit style from Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Once again,
here's Alan Sliwa.
Points in the Paint all season long is sponsored by Vista Paint. Right now, local residents can take 40% off on factory direct high-quality Vista Paint products. A Vista Paint team member will show you how. Locally owned, manufactured, and operated since 1956. Visit VistaPaint.com and start saving. Points in the Paint, 70-52 advantage of the Cavs. No real surprise there with AD leaving the game. If you're out driving around, you're listening on the radio, listening on the ESPNLA app, the phone number is 877-710-ESPN. McGee in San Pedro. What's going on, McGee? Thank you for calling in.
What's going on, Alan? Tough loss. Definitely surprised when AD kind of came out the game. We have four centers, though. Kind of different styles, disjointed, but Damian Jones and Bryant can get the job done. They just need to move around a little bit more, help the ball movement. You're going to get more turnovers, but I think we'll be fine. We'll see how they look. I would send Anthony home if it was me, till Boston, and just be conservative with him. But I think the team is fine. You just got to find our way a little bit, move the ball, continue to move the ball, have some turnovers, get over it.
McGee, appreciate you calling in. A couple things there. On the, send Anthony Davis home. They still got 3 more games here on this road trip, and I would not. I would take my chances that, all right, if we can't go tomorrow and hypothetically see what happens, you got a couple more days. They don't play the Sixers until Friday. If a couple days is what he needs and he's good to go come Friday, then great. Have him play against the Philadelphia 76ers. As far as, some of the other big men that they have, Anthony Davis, it's not like I know we get stuck with the offensive numbers. I get it. I understand it. That's what happens in sports. You see he puts up 55, and that's all you're paying attention to. See he puts up 44. He's averaging that 35 that he has in the last 10 games. AD is by far the best defender on the team. So 70 points in the paint without Anthony Davis, that's not happening if Anthony Davis is there and he's healthy. By the way, another one, Wenyen Gabriel has been a really nice player for the Lakers. I think he can have an impact as a role player as well, but the Lakers are going to miss him for. I think he's going to get looked at in another week or so. I do want to spend some time. We got Russ here that's available. So Russ's game tonight, Lakers lose 116-102. Russ specifically, 26 minutes for the Lakers, 16 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and just 6 of 13 from the field. Only took 13 shots. Let's take a listen to Russ.
Russ, you guys have gotten into a pretty good rhythm with AD playing for the last 9 games. Just wondered how, when he went out, how that changed, how you guys hung in the game, and how that affected things.
Changed on multiple parts, but did a good job of staying afloat, but just couldn't close out.
Without the rim protection that he provides, Cleveland did get in the paint quite a bit tonight. Depending if he's there tomorrow, what do you guys have to do to better shore things up inside?
I don't know. I don't got the answer to that one.
You guys, I think it was tied at 92, and Cleveland went on a surge late to take over. What do you think was the difference maker in that stretch?
No stops.
And you guys have obviously had this momentum building for 10 games or so, but now you have AD with the flu. Wenyen goes out. Second night of back-to-back tomorrow. Is this a kind of feel like a moment where the urgency is rising once again?
No.
Russ, you guys have shot the ball a lot better the last few weeks. As a team, didn't shoot it well tonight. How did you feel about the quality of looks? How did you feel about the pace on offense? And was it just or do you think it was just a night where good looks didn't fall?
I thought they were good looks. Get ready to shoot the same ones tomorrow.
Russ, you're coming off a game where you had 15 assists with AD going out. Did you switch more toward a scoring mentality? Did you think you had to be more aggressive on offense?
No, I read the game. Whatever the game tells me to do, that's what I do.
Thomas was the guy that stepped in with AD down. What did you think of him, and what have you thought
Great
of
job.
him? What have you thought of him kind of all year?
I know me and TB played with each other in Washington, so plays hard, played the right way. Tonight he did a hell of a job, being solid, doing what he does well, playing hard, and it was good.
All right, let's grab another phone call here. Ken in Newport Beach, what's going on, Ken?
Hey, Alan. Yeah, like you said, your best defender, your best rebounder, and really your best player wasn't there. And they made it a game. The biggest problem the Lakers have, they got to do something on the 15th. I mean, Nunn and Beverly, 1 for 9. Beverly, on the year, 26% from the field, by far last for any starting player guard in the NBA. It's not working. $13 million for that. They got to do something on the 15th and get a real guard that can shoot the basketball, and then they're going to be tough to beat, in my opinion.
Ken, thank you for calling in, bud. Let's actually do this. Let's talk a little bit about that December 15th date. We could do that coming up next. Patrick Beverly tonight, 1 of 5 from the three-point line. That's all he took was threes. He's been struggling on the offensive end. The Lakers have been kind of able to hide whether it's Pat Bev struggles or it's Kendrick Nunn struggles because Austin Reeves has played so well. Lonnie Walker IV has played so well. AD has had incredible numbers. I like some of the contributions. I know it's not the most consistent, but I think Troy Brown Jr. has got some promise. We'll talk about that December 15th date coming up. Stay right here. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPNLA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPNLA app.
Download the new ESPNLA app in the App Store or on Google Play.
Yo, football fans, you want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with me and Sedano each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use code SK22 to join our show league, and start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app, use code SK22 to join the Sedano and Cap Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line. The Los Angeles Lakers on 710 ESPN.
Presented by Pizza Hut. Try the new Detroit style from Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Once again,
here's Alan Sliwa.
All right, Lakers got a game coming up tomorrow against the Toronto Raptors, and that'll be game 4 of this 6-game road trip. So they're 2-1 so far. Lose to the Cavs, 116-112. I want to spend a little time on something. You know, Ken from Newport Beach brought this up, and this has become more and more of a conversation. As soon as we get LeBron, we'll go to LeBron James. It's becoming more and more of a conversation of, because of the Lakers' recent success, because Anthony Davis has been playing the way he has, how much does that change the Lakers' game plan as far as what to do come December 15th? And why is December 15th an important date? If you guys remember, this was about a month ago or so, over a month. Lakers start the season. They start off really bad, and everybody's panicking. You know, what should the Lakers do? And Woj had sent out a tweet about how the Lakers, not the Lakers, but just the NBA in general, that most trades don't really happen until after Thanksgiving, maybe 20, 25 games in. Teams want to know, hey, are we better than we thought? Let's be buyers. Are we worse than we thought? Let's be sellers. So a lot kind of clears up from there. And then the date comes out December 15th where anybody that signed this past offseason now can be dealt. They could actually be traded. And there's certainly a bunch of individuals that fall into that camp, Patrick Beverley being one of those players. And I've heard, whether it's Jovan Buha has joined me on Lakers Talk, Dave McMenamin talked about it in the pregame show, that the Lakers could be, instead of looking to go make a big deal, maybe a smaller deal. Maybe a deal that included a Patrick Beverley and a Kendrick Nunn, get you about $20 million in cap space or $20 million in salaries that you can go try to get another individual instead of having to give up 2 first-round picks like the Lakers were being talked about in the beginning of the year and in the offseason as part of a Russ deal. Maybe they do something smaller. Maybe it's 1 first-rounders. I do think that because of the recent success that the Lakers have had, and you could tell that when Anthony Davis is around, this is a real team. And when he's playing the way he is, it's a real team. And they could go into Milwaukee and beat a team that nobody really expects them to beat. And he can go toe-to-toe, what I'm talking about toe-to-toe, 44 points for LeBron James, or 44 points for Anthony Davis, and then Giannis has 40. So you can have a little bit of that as, I guess you could say it's been apparent here over the last 10 games, 11 games or so that the Lakers can hang. It is an interesting date coming up. Why wouldn't it be? You're a team that has LeBron James on your roster. Nobody's trying to rebuild, and whether that's realistic of the franchise, not really. They're trying to win right now. So what they do moving forward, I think we're all going to keep an eye out on. Joe in the Inland Empire. What's going on, Joe?
Hey, Alan. How you doing, man?
Good, buddy. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, man. I know today was a tough loss today. You know, Donovan Mitchell, that dude he's real good, man.
Yep.
He gives me Kobe-esque kind of like snap sometimes. He just kind of goes off. He kind of goes off. So
he likes those, Joe. He likes those big time moments. You know, he likes those dagger moments, and he had one. Like, he had one today.
Yeah, he had a big game. So I'm not really that down. I just hope AD gets better. And one thing I wanted to say. Darvin Ham, he kind of falls in love with certain players, and he has to take Patrick Beverley out the lineup. Like, I want to see Troy Brown in more than Patrick Beverley. He should not be in the starting lineup no more. I just don't like Patrick Beverley. I don't like him. I don't like him. I'm sorry.
Well, let me say this, Joe, and I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to. I mean, he's not in a position where he has to play Patrick Beverley 20-plus minutes. He doesn't have to, especially because Dennis Schroeder is back. Dennis Schroeder started for the Lakers today. He had played 27 minutes. You kind of got your ball handler there. Lonnie Walker is going to play here too. Lakers were incredibly small today, and I know everything got thrown off because of Anthony Davis, and I know he's got his own idea and concept of who he wants coming off the bench. But I think, something always sticks out to me in the world of sports. You don't have to play guys just to play them. You don't have to play them because they're contracts. You don't have to. you play them because you feel like they give you the best chance to win. And Darvin Ham has already said that. Before the season started, he talked about how he can use Russ, and obviously he ended up leaning on using Russ specifically towards off the bench, so that he felt like it was in the best interest of the team. So how they use Pat Bev moving forward, if he stays in the starting lineup, I'm with you. I would prefer that he doesn't. I want it to be based off of production rather than is Pat Beverly. And I know he's a defender. I know he's a guy, the feisty player that you like to have on your team for all those reasons. But at the same time, those minutes could go somewhere else. Now, if Anthony Davis is in the lineup, is he able to, I guess, kind of clean up a lot of the stuff? Yeah, he is, but he has not, at least today, only played 8 minutes. Okay, let's go to the King, LeBron James, 21 points and 7 rebounds tonight, 8 of 17 from the field. Here's LeBron on the Lakers' loss to the Cavs.
High 17 boards for LeBron. He's now speaking with Mike in the media.
LeBron, how did you guys try to respond once it was clear that AD wasn't going to be able to return to the game?
Next man up, but that's a tall task, figuratively and literally, for what AD has been doing for us over the last few weeks. So I thought Thomas came in and gave us some great minutes. He was high energy, worked the glass really well. But it was tough for us, once, AD went out, we had to kind of switch up our whole game plan, from what we were going to try to do. And but we gave, as much as we could. Had a couple opportunities in the fourth, but they broke away with it.
Obviously, the way you guys started this trip, you don't want to lose any game, but it allows you to withstand something like tonight and still have a successful trip. But if AD has to miss some time, what's the best method to get back in the winning?
Well, it's next man up. That's what the team is for, and obviously you can't replace AD, so everyone has to do a little bit more, but do their job at the highest level or the highest capacity they can do it and live with the results.
He's been doing so much these last 9 games, but what's the when he goes out? What is this is what we need to shore up? Everybody, you did it on the glass, but is it rebounding? Is it defense at the rim? What do you miss most when he's not?
A little bit of everything. He's giving us everything, both scoring, defense. Obviously rebounding, blocking shots around the rim, length. Obviously our length goes away. When you have a guy that's 6'11" with a 7'5", 7'6" wingspan, 7'7" wingspan, it's hard to, you can't match that.
Do you feel like Mitchell was able to do a little bit more of what he wanted to do around the rim because he was better?
No, Mitchell is he's Mitchell. He did a great job of penetrating our gaps, making some tough shots all night and getting to a real good comfort. But he's a special kid.
Obviously, the fourth quarter got away from you guys, but up until that point, especially when you guys were tied at 92, is that something that even in the loss, even with the result, that's something you can dig out of this game and maybe speaks to the character?
No. We're not a young ball club. We lost and we move on.
And sort of taking aside, this game, what's it like to kind of see a Cleveland team and in Donovan, a star here has them competitive and has this building full of energy?
Well, they were competitive before Donovan got here, but I thought, them adding him made them even more dynamic. If you watched them last year, you saw how competitive they were as well. I think when some of their guys got injured towards the end of the season, they slipped a little bit and ended up in the playing game, but they were a good team last year. You add an all-star, NBA all-star, a dynamic wing, or a dynamic guard, like Donovan is going to automatically make your team better. So,
Joe? You've been back here a bunch of times, been celebrated a bunch of times, video tributes, standing ovation, this one, not the standing ovation part, but the video tribute, did this one catch you off guard at all tonight? Surprise you at all?
Yeah, a little bit. But it's always love coming back here. Obviously, the memories that I have here will never be forgotten. From the time I was drafted as an 18-year-old kid to the time I left, and then left. So, the reception I got from the fans here is mutual. That's for sure.
And you may have talked about it with these guys over the last couple of weeks, but the way that Anthony's been playing lately, and then the way you've kind of been playing off him almost. Was that your plan or the plan all the way back when you first acquired Anthony?
Yep.
Why do you think it's happening now this way?
Just timing.
We have time for two more. We'll take the show in here and with Branson.
LeBron, going off of Joe's question, you've been in this building. This is your building. Have you ever heard it as an opponent like that? Have you ever been around an environment like this as an opponent?
As far as what?
As far as the energy, as a Cavalier, you've experienced that environment. But as an opponent, have you ever experienced it?
On the positive side.
Yeah.
On the positive side, yeah. But I've been in here on the negative side when the energy was crazy too. But on the positive side, it was great. But that's what I mean. Come on, that's what Cleveland sports is all about. You know, from the Guardians to the Browns to the Cavs, the fans, they're going to always support and be loud, and that's what they do. So nothing else. I wouldn't expect anything less of that.
LeBron, with the challenges at urban schools, particularly Glenville, they want to stay tight.
Y'all saw that. Congratulations to Glenville. That was amazing.
What do you think that could do for other urban schools as far as believing that they can win the state?
I mean, it just brings so much awareness, one. I think that's amazing when you can get a school like Glenville that can win a state championship. It allows a lot of the inner city kids, for one, to feel like they can go there and win as well and be seen and be heard. So it gives a lot of credit to that. I think it's pretty special. And I got a couple friends of mine that actually went to Glenville years and years and years and years ago. But that's from that community, and they were extremely excited. And Coach Ginn is always, he's a friend of ours, and obviously his son Teddy Ginn is a friend of ours. And so just seeing the success that they had and make that run and be able to bring a state championship back to the city, to the inner city is it brings a lot to not only to the sports side of the inner city, but also just to the community in general.
Thanks, LJ.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, that is LeBron James right there. Lakers over the Cavaliers over the Los Angeles Lakers, 116-102 the final score. So Lakers got a chance coming up tomorrow against the Toronto Raptors to try to right some of their wrongs. It's going to be tough. Listen, if AD can't go, it's going to be tough to see a different result, but there's one thing I think you can bank on. The Darvin Ham portion of it is we're going to play tough, we're going to play hard, and see what they can do from there. Okay, a couple things here internally. Thank you very much to Michael Funches, Rebecca Womble, Laura Romo, and Josh Martinez. We streamed the show on the postgame on our social platforms as well. Dave Denholm is coming up next. He'll do his Soccer World Cup show. So certainly stay tuned for that. Tomorrow at 6 a.m. we'll start with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, and then Travis and I will get ready. 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. we'll do our show. 3 o'clock tomorrow, pregame show as well after Mason and Ireland, and then right back here for the Lakers and the Raptors at 4:30. Thank you very much for being a part of the show. I'm Alan Sliwa. This has been the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Thank you for listening to Lakers basketball tonight. Game 23 of the season is in the books.
Lakers basketball on ESPNLA is sponsored by Subaru of Glendale,
the #1 volume Subaru dealer in California.
Lakers basketball, delivered by new melts from Pizza Hut. Cheesy, crispy, and loaded with toppings for just $6.99. Enough for two, price for one. New Pizza Hut melts, only at Pizza Hut.
Presented by CallJacob.com.